What happens if you pour buttermilk into your tomato plant? It sounds like an old wives' tale or perhaps a recipe for disaster, but the results might just shock you. This creamy kitchen staple contains a hidden biological trigger that can transform struggling vines into heavy producers, yet one wrong move could invite a fungal nightmare to your garden. Stick around, because today we are separating the gardening myth from the microbial science to show you exactly how to unlock this secret safely. Before we uncork this bottle of liquid gold, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of practical, science-backed growers who want bigger harvests without the guesswork, and I don't want you to miss our next deep dive into organic soil amendments. If you're ready to turn pantry staples into plant power, you are in exactly the right place. Let's start by looking at what is actually inside that carton of buttermilk sitting in your fridge, because it is far more than just sour milk. Modern commercial buttermilk is typically cultured, meaning it has been inoculated with specific bacterial strains, usually Lactobacillus bulgaricus or Streptococcus thermophilus. These are not pathogens. They are beneficial microbes that act as microscopic workers in your soil ecosystem. When introduced to the rhizosphere, which is the zone of soil surrounding your plant roots, these bacteria begin to colonize and compete against harmful organisms for space and resources. They produce natural antibiotics and antifungal compounds that create a protective shield around the root system. Beyond the biology, there is the chemistry. Buttermilk is naturally acidic, typically boasting a pH between 4.5 and 4.8, due to the lactic acid produced during fermentation. This acidity is crucial because it helps solubilize minerals in the soil that might otherwise remain locked up and unavailable to plants. Think of it as a gentle chelating agent that unlocks nutrients bound to clay particles or organic matter. Then we have the nutrient profile itself. Buttermilk contains calcium, potassium, phosphorus, and trace amounts of nitrogen. While the NPK numbers are low compared to synthetic fertilizers, the form matters immensely. The calcium in buttermilk is highly bioavailable, existing in a solution that roots can uptake immediately rather than waiting months for limestone to break down. We also cannot overlook the protein content. Milk solids contain amino acids, which serve as signaling molecules for plants. Specific amino acids like glutamate and proline play roles in stress tolerance and enzyme activation. When roots absorb these simple proteins, they signal the plant to ramp up metabolic processes and strengthen cell walls. Furthermore, buttermilk contains B-complex vitamins, particularly riboflavin and B12, which act as coenzymes in plant respiration and energy transfer. Finally, there is the fat content. Even low-fat buttermilk retains lipids that serve as a slow-release carbon food source for soil fungi and bacteria, fueling the very microbial web that sustains long-term soil health. It is a complete biological package. Probiotics, mild acid, soluble minerals, amino acids, vitamins, and microbial fuel all suspended in water. Now that we understand the tool, we must understand the target. Tomato plants are voracious feeders with very specific nutritional demands that align almost perfectly with what buttermilk offers. First and foremost, tomatoes are calcium-dependent crops. Calcium is not just a structural nutrient, it is the glue that holds cell walls together and regulates stomatal opening. Without adequate calcium transport to developing fruits, you get blossom end rot, that devastating black sunken lesion on the bottom of your green tomatoes. This disorder isn't always about total soil calcium deficiency. Often, it is about calcium mobility. The lactic acid in buttermilk keeps calcium in solution, ensuring it moves freely through the xylem vessels even when transpiration rates fluctuate. This direct line of available calcium is precisely what prevents those heartbreaking rotten bottoms. Tomatoes also require significant potassium for fruit quality and disease resistance. Potassium regulates sugar transport from leaves to fruit, determining sweetness and flavor complexity. It also activates enzymes involved in photosynthesis and strengthens the plant's immune response against blight and wilt. The potassium in buttermilk, while modest in quantity, arrives in an organic complex that enhances uptake efficiency. More importantly, the beneficial bacteria introduced by buttermilk help mineralize potassium already present in your soil, effectively increasing your existing supply without adding excess salts that can burn sensitive tomato roots. Nitrogen needs for tomatoes are nuanced. Too much vegetative growth means fewer flowers and delayed fruiting, while too little results in yellowing lower leaves and stunted vines. Buttermilk provides nitrogen in the form of amino acids and proteins rather than ammonium or nitrate salts. This slow-release organic nitrogen feeds the plant steadily without triggering explosive leafy growth at the expense of reproduction. It supports balanced development where foliage and fruit progress in harmony. Additionally, tomatoes thrive in slightly acidic soil conditions, ideally between 6.0 and 6.8. The mild acidity of diluted buttermilk helps maintain this optimal pH range in the root zone, preventing alkaline lockout of iron and manganese that causes intervenal chlorosis in tomato leaves. The microbial inoculation addresses another critical tomato need: pathogen suppression. Tomatoes are notoriously susceptible to soil-borne diseases like fusarium wilt and pythium root rot. The competitive exclusion provided by lactobacillus colonization creates a biological barrier that chemical fungicides simply cannot replicate sustainably. Every component in buttermilk maps directly onto a physiological requirement of the tomato plant, making it a remarkably targeted amendment rather than a generic fertilizer. However, and this is where many enthusiastic gardeners go terribly wrong, buttermilk is a double-edged sword. Used correctly, it is a tonic. Used incorrectly, it is a toxin. The benefits are real: enhanced calcium uptake preventing blossom end rot, improved fruit sweetness through better potassium availability, stronger disease resistance via microbial competition, and overall improved soil structure through increased biological activity. Plants treated properly show darker green foliage, thicker stems, and notably higher fruit set with fewer physiological disorders. But here is the warning you must engrave in your memory: undiluted buttermilk will kill your tomato plants. Full-strength buttermilk is too acidic, creating a pH shock that burns root hairs and destroys the delicate mycorrhizal networks essential for nutrient absorption. The high concentration of sugars and proteins in undiluted milk also triggers rapid anaerobic decomposition, depleting oxygen in the root zone and producing toxic alcohols and organic acids that suffocate roots. Worse, the smell of rotting milk attracts pests like fungus gnats, vine borers, and even rodents that will chew through stems and roots. Applying buttermilk during hot weather accelerates spoilage and increases salt stress. Using it on seedlings with immature root systems can cause damping off disease rather than prevent it. And perhaps most dangerously, overapplication leads to sodium buildup over time, as cultured buttermilk contains added salt that accumulates in container soil or poorly draining beds, eventually reaching toxic levels that manifest as leaf margin burn and necrosis. Respect the potency of this amendment. Treat it as a concentrated medicine, not a casual watering substitute. Your tomato's survival depends on your discipline, so how do you apply it safely? Follow these steps precisely. Step 1. Always use plain, unflavored cultured buttermilk. Avoid anything labeled buttermilk drink or flavored varieties containing added sugars, stabilizers, or artificial ingredients that harm soil biology. Organic is preferable to avoid antibiotic residues. Step 2. Dilute aggressively. The golden ratio is 1 part buttermilk to 10 parts water. For a standard 1-gallon watering can, that means roughly 1.5 cups of buttermilk topped off with water. Stir thoroughly until fully integrated. Separation indicates inadequate mixing. Step 3. Test your soil moisture first. Only apply to moist soil, never dry. Pre-water your tomatoes with plain water 2 hours before application to ensure roots are hydrated and primed for uptake, reducing any risk of osmotic shock. Step 4. Apply at the base only. Pour the diluted solution directly onto the soil surface within the drip line, avoiding all contact with stems, leaves, and fruit. Foliar application invites powdery mildew and bacterial spot. Use a watering can with a narrow spout or a drip irrigation injector for precision. Step 5. Measure your dose. Mature, established tomato plants can receive up to 1 quart of diluted mixture per application. Young transplants should receive no more than half a cup. Container-grown tomatoes need proportionally less based on pot volume. A 5-gallon container gets 1 cup of diluted mix maximum. Step 6. Flush periodically. Every 3rd or 4th buttermilk application, follow with a thorough, plain water watering to leach accumulated salts and prevent buildup. Step 7. Clean your tools immediately after use. Residual milk proteins harbor bacteria that can contaminate future applications or spread disease between plants. Rinse watering cans and injectors with hot soapy water, then sanitize with a weak bleach solution or hydrogen peroxide. Precision and hygiene transform buttermilk from a hazard into a powerful ally. Timing is everything with biological amendments. There are absolute contraindications you must observe. Never apply buttermilk during heat waves when temperatures exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Thermal stress combined with microbial activity overwhelms roots. Never apply to newly transplanted seedlings less than 3 weeks in the ground. Their root systems lack the maturity to handle even diluted amendments. Never apply if your soil is already saturated or waterlogged. Adding liquid to anaerobic conditions guarantees root rot. Never apply during active flowering pollination windows if you notice excessive bee activity, as the scent can temporarily disrupt pollinator behavior. Never apply to plants showing signs of active bacterial or viral infection. Boost the soil biology first, treat the disease separately, then reintroduce buttermilk only after recovery. Avoid late-season applications once fruit ripening begins in earnest. Excess nitrogen, even organic, can delay maturity and reduce storage quality. The ideal application window is early to mid-vegetative growth, approximately 4 to 6 weeks after transplanting, when plants have established robust root systems and are entering rapid growth phases. Early morning application is optimal, allowing soil microbes to activate during warming daylight hours, while giving excess moisture time to drain before cooler evening temperatures promote fungal issues. Overcast days are excellent for application as reduced evaporation allows deeper penetration. Reapply every 14 to 21 days during the vegetative and early fruit set stages. This interval aligns with the reproductive cycle of beneficial soil bacteria, maintaining consistent population levels without oversaturation. Reduce frequency to once monthly during peak fruit production, then cease entirely 3 weeks before expected first frost or final harvest. Consistency matters more than intensity. Regular, moderate applications build resilient soil biology far better than sporadic heavy doses. Track your applications in a garden journal alongside weather notes and plant responses to refine timing for your specific microclimate and tomato variety. Patience is required because biological amendments work differently than synthetic fertilizers. You will not see overnight greening or explosive growth. Expect the first subtle changes within 7 to 10 days. New emerging leaves may appear slightly glossier and more turgid, indicating improved cellular hydration and calcium integration. Soil surface may develop a faint, pleasant, earthy aroma as microbial populations establish, replacing any initial sourness. Between days 14 and 21, stem thickness increases noticeably, and lateral branching becomes more vigorous without excessive elongation. Lower leaves retain green color longer, showing reduced senescence and improved nutrient remobilization. By week 3 to 4, flower clusters set more uniformly with fewer aborts, and developing fruits show symmetrical growth without blossom end rot symptoms. Fruit color deepens earlier, and taste tests reveal enhanced sweetness and complexity compared to untreated controls. Peak benefits manifest 6 to 8 weeks into consistent use when soil biology reaches equilibrium and plant microbe symbiosis fully establishes. Results vary based on starting soil condition, climate, and tomato variety, but the trajectory is reliably positive when protocols are followed. Trust the process. Nature operates on biological time, not human impatience. You now hold the knowledge to transform a humble dairy product into a precision tool for tomato cultivation. Gardening mastery isn't about expensive inputs or complicated systems. It's about understanding relationships between living things and working with them respectfully. Buttermilk embodies this philosophy perfectly. Simple, accessible, biologically intelligent, and profoundly effective when wielded with care. Your tomatoes are waiting to respond to this ancient wisdom backed by modern science. So grab that carton, dilute with intention, and nourish your soil with confidence. If this guide empowered you to grow better, smash that subscribe button and join thousands of growers who refuse to settle for mediocre harvests. Share your buttermilk results in the comments below. Your experience helps others learn. Until next time, keep growing boldly, stay curious, and remember that the best gardens are built on both knowledge and respect for the living soil beneath our feet. Happy growing!